Not really. I'm not sick anymore. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Seda. If you didn't already know, it's been a long time. This is my new setup now and some lights. It's all from Dollarama, okay? It's nothing fancy. Anyways, whatever. Hi, hello. I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I haven't been on here. A lot of things have been happening in my life and I haven't been doing so good mentally. So I didn't have the motivation to do anything at all. I just wanted to come on here to let you guys know where I've been. So many emotions were happening back in 2021. By the way, I'm gonna be posting pictures and videos. I try to document things, but I'll try to post whatever I can find if I saved it and if I took pictures of whatever I'm trying to talk about, okay? Time went by, my catheter comes out, my fistula is doing well. But if you guys followed me on Instagram, you guys saw that I went through so much with that fistula. I was bruising up so much and I just couldn't handle it. My vein was too small. Nurses couldn't needle me. Right now, still nurses can't really needle me, but like I trust them more because my fistula, like the vein is a lot bigger now, so they can find it easier, you know? They still try to deny me on where I want them to get needled. And I'm like, no, thank you. Please do it right here. I'm trying to do the ladder thing.
Should be okay. And maybe go every time, go just a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, like 3-4 little rope ladders, and then come back down to the beginning one.
Oh, okay.
And the more we use it, we'll make the rope ladder bigger. So we don't want to poke the exact same spot every time. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Back in editing, I'm gonna try to make this video make sense. I feel like it's hard for me to explain mentally what has been going on. Yeah, it's just a big scramble. Timeline, I don't even know. I remember the memories, but I don't really know when they happened. It's just been really hard the past couple of years. Now that my fistula was working full time, my catheter came out already, the nurses kept pushing me to use this Emla cream. Emla cream, Emla cream, Emla cream. Basically a cream where it numbs you and you don't really feel much of the pain that you're about to experience. And I'm like, okay, let me just try it, whatever. I did it for like 3 weeks and you can still feel things. You just can't feel it as much and it doesn't hurt as much compared to the freezing needle. But the freezing needle, that's the only thing that hurts, is just that initial needle from the freezing, and then you don't feel anything at all.
Okay, I'm sorry. Should be pain-free with the freezing, okay?
Yes.
Pain-free?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But with the Emla cream, you feel, obviously you don't feel the cream, but you feel the fistula needle. And if it blows, like you feel that. And I hate thinking about it. And I'm so happy to be talking to you guys again. It feels really comfortable. I was nervous at first because I haven't done it in such a long time, but it just feels nice talking about it, about anything. I just recently started seeing a counselor because I'm not okay. Yeah, this is the first time that I've really talked about it other than counseling. And then I got a new job. The job is okay. Like, it's nice because it's 10 minutes from work by foot. I just walk there, but it's pretty chill. It's hard. I'm always on my feet, and I get really tired. Anyways, I went back to work, but just before that work thing, last time I used the Emla cream, I ended up getting like an irritation. I was really itchy, like so itchy, and I'm like, you have to do it. Just take it off. I don't care if it's not numb. Just needle me. Like it's too itchy and I can't do it anymore. Whatever. They cleaned it off and I still felt the same with the Emla cream. Like, it was on for I think an hour, so I mean it worked, but an irritation started to happen. A few weeks after that, I started working, but I found myself not only already self-conscious because I gained weight, but I was now self-conscious about an arm. Sounds so dumb. I was just hiding it with band-aids, with Mepors, with gauze and Tegaderm. Like, it was so bad. And I was thinking too much about myself physically, and just I hated myself so much during that time. But obviously I just continued with life, like I couldn't do anything, and the irritation started to get worse. If I put any tape on it, anything on it, it hurt a lot. So it started off the size of my pinky, like just a little dot. And then when we had to needle me, we had to go around there. And my fistula was only like really small at the time. So having that pinky size irritation, I had only a smaller space to work with during the fistula, that I knew I was gonna get like a bump or something. Like I was so scared. And whatever. The stupid irritation got bigger. I got even more self-conscious. I just didn't want to be at work anymore. I wasn't really seeing friends. I was so mentally deep into that hole that I was just going with the flow. I was like, okay, whatever, like I can't do anything about it. Let me just follow whatever the nurses are saying. Like, I was trusting them, okay? But then there's just some nurses that just do whatever they want with the fistula. Like, they have their own routine, right? There's some nurses that use like extra tape. When I mean extra tape, I mean like tape after tape after tape to keep the cords on there. And at first, like in the beginning, I don't know what works for me. I don't know what I'm comfortable with. I really don't know, because I just didn't know, okay? I didn't know anything about the routine of a fistula. I had this one nurse, he's amazing. I love him. He's so nice and considerate and patient, and he's honest. So he's the one that got me on the angios, and the angio needles are a plastic, so they don't hurt when they're in there, because you can kind of move your arm a little more. I don't move it, I just keep still anyways, but you have more freedom to kind of move around with the angios compared to the metal needles that are in there the whole time. So anyways, throughout this was between, when was this, like August, maybe August or October, all the way until March. Okay, March, it was so bad. The site, like the fistula was so irritated from anything and everything that I was using on it. It got to the point where, because I didn't have the catheter anymore, I had to be needled in the irritation spot, and it was so itchy and uncomfortable, and I couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, I don't want this fistula anymore. I want to go back on the catheter. This is not worth it with the catheter. I could clean it myself. I could control it more. But now I had no control over this whole fistula thing when it was supposed to be easy, you know? I've talked to a few people, and they're like, how do you like the fistula? And I'm like, oh, it's okay. And I told them about my irritation, and they told me that they gave up because they were in that phase where it was bruising so much and they just couldn't do it anymore. So they just decided to stay with the catheter. And then I'm like, man, yeah, it got to that point where I wished that I stayed on the catheter. But now I'm like, I'm okay now. So I'm happy that I chose the fistula. But both come with the risks. So either way you go, it really depends on you. So yeah, I had to deal with the stupid fistula irritation. By the end of March, the nurse, that's amazing, he's the one who, every time, I got him at least once a week, okay? And I love the way he needles, because he's not scared of going higher in the ladder of my fistula. So, because I'm trying to build more of the fistula, and other nurses, they're scared or they get it wrong and then it blows, and then I have to use one needle, and it's a whole thing. But anyways, he was one of the only ones out of like 2 nurses that were willing to really give my fistula a try and use different things on the fistula, because it was so irritated. So we tried Mepor, we tried Tegaderm, we just tried tape, lots of tape, but now it's come to a point where it's just one strip of tape and that's it. Sometimes I use a gauze underneath, but most of the time, no, it's just tape and cling, We just wrap it. That's the whole thing. I don't use any other tape. And then if it's a new nurse needling me, she has like 6 tapes ready and whatever. And she's like, oh, you use this? And I'm like, oh, it's just one little tape, one skinny tape. That's it. Oh, I'm scared. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, don't worry. I've been doing this for months now. It's okay. Like a year now, whatever. And they're like, okay, are you sure? And then I got into some altercation with a nurse because she was making me feel uncomfortable. She was hurting me, and like it turned into a whole thing, and to a point where I was crying, she was crying. We don't talk to each other. We ignore each other. We don't talk at all. Yeah, it was bad. It's done now, but we don't speak to each other. We see each other, but we don't talk to each other. She never needles me. She doesn't touch me. Nothing. So whatever, that happened. There's I've lost like 10 pounds, I think. So I mean, that's pretty good, but I'm just always on my feet. I tried going to the gym, but I was just too sad, so I didn't continue going. I'm not even joking. Like I don't even want to think about those times. So my birthday came, it didn't feel right. Christmas came, didn't feel right. This past Christmas that just came didn't feel right. Like nothing has been going right, but I've been trying to be okay. It's mostly just mental, honestly, just mentally. Things have been building up for so long, and I've been keeping quiet, and I haven't talked about it. I feel like I want to tell the people that are close to me about things, but just the look on their face, it's so sad. It's so sad. Like even telling people at work, like sometimes I'm just like, I'm so tired. Like, didn't you just start work? I'm like, yeah. But these are like new people. There's one guy at work. Like I told him, I'm like, I'm so tired. And he's like, didn't you just start work? What time did you start? And I was like, oh, I just started at 6. And it's like 8 a.m. And I started at 6 a.m. And then he's like, did you not get sleep? I'm like, I did. I got like 8 hours, like 9 hours if anything. And then he tells me like, oh, I just came and it took me 2 hours to get here or whatever, you know, because he lives far. And he comes by bus or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then another girl comes and they're like, oh my gosh, Seda, you're swollen. And I was like, yeah, it's dialysis day. And then he kind of looks and he's like, what? You're on dialysis? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And I was like, no, it's okay. And he's like, whatever, he asks questions. It just, that look on people's face, it hurts. And I'm totally open about the whole thing. I'm willing to talk about it if people listen. I've told people a bit of times, but you know when people are talking to you, but they're not there, you know? So it's not really worth mentioning it. But then there's some people that I ask and they seem to care, but then it just hurts even more because they're caring and to listen, and it's a lot. So telling people close to me anything is so hard. I have so many things to talk about, like, and that I feel I'm so scared. I'm like dying, and I feel like I can't say that to them. Obviously, right? They're loved ones and they don't want to hear that stuff. But it's what I'm thinking. It's what I'm feeling. And I can't be open about that stuff. Oh my goodness, I hate crying. But there's like a time too where I would just get up, and I would only get up from bed because I had to feed the bunnies. I knew that they needed water, they needed love, they needed attention. And they're the ones who kept me going, to get me like up on my feet. And it's so sad to say that, but it was honestly true. The whole sweater things, like I would love to do the sweater things again, the pins, like everything. But I was so sad that I couldn't put that energy out there. I couldn't tell people anything, even though I should have been documenting it from the start. I feel like that would have been better. Talking about it more, obviously, because it's gotten to this point where like I need counseling. Like that's how bad it's been. But I'm happy like I'm, you know, getting help, because mentally it hasn't been okay. And I've briefly talked about it with like the people close to me, but I just can't do it. I can't fully say everything, especially the whole death thing. And like nobody wants to talk about it. Like it's a thing that's there, like it's a possibility. I don't know, there's just been a lot of stuff going on mentally, but basically things like that have been happening, with my fistula being bad in the beginning, having to be on a fistula, gaining weight, struggling with keeping my diet good, following like my diet basically. Not that I really have a diet though, I'm just saying like foods that are good for kidney people. My blood work, trying to keep up with my blood work. It's just little things like that that I've been struggling with. And friends, like just friendships in general, I haven't been letting people in either. So I've just been struggling a lot, and that's why I've stayed away for so long. And I've been sad and I do nothing about it. So yeah, this is just me trying to come back and being here more. I'm trying to do things a little more, even like the simplest things, like just going to the mall and window shop, or having a little goal like going to the movies once a month or something, or going to have bubble tea that week or something, you know, because I'm tired of being alone, home alone. Not that I'm alone because I have a marshmallow, but I've been pushing so many people away and I haven't been seeing my friends, and I need to stop that because I need to get out of the hole that I've dug. And I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to be sad anymore. And yeah, that's why I'm here filming, so I can update you guys, letting you guys know that it's been hard for me too. I'm not always positive. You guys always say that, like, oh my gosh, how do you stay so positive? And I used to, because I would do things and then got to the point where everything was too much and I didn't talk about it. So talking about it helps, whether it's with people that you trust, your friends, family, or a counselor, like what I'm doing now too. Because it's been really hard. I've been on dialysis for like 7 years now, almost. And yeah, just a lot of feelings about it. Fistula has been good. Oh my gosh, let me show you. This is my fistula. I hope you guys can see it. My fistula doesn't look too bad. Like, it looks okay. But now I have like the scarring around it from the irritation. Now the actual scar from the needling. That's basically it. Oh, let's see if you can see it. I have like a small bump here. Can you guys see it? Here. I've had a couple of people touch me. Oh, I have bruising because one of the nurses blew my line the other day. Actually, like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, but it's fine now. We dealt with it. It's fine. There's a girl that touched it at work, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my fish. Remember I told you about it?" And she's like, "I didn't know it feels like that." Yeah. So just little things happen, and I get so self-conscious. Being with someone too in a relationship is hard. I feel like I can't deal with it, and I want to talk about it. That's why I need counseling. Keeping everything inside has been hurting a lot, and I don't even know, like, I don't even feel like I've said everything here in this video either, so I'm really sorry. But I did want to come on here and just say that I'm not okay, even though my videos show that I'm mostly okay, which I am, used to be, but now it's gotten to the point where I'm not, because I've just been letting things just be. when I should have talked about it and been open about it with everyone and everything. And I just wish that in the beginning, when I was feeling this way, I would have done something about it, or even like went to school during the pandemic, done something, because now I feel like I'm not worthy of a lot, and I just want life to get better. And I know that it will. It's trying to take it a step at a time, a day at a time, honestly. And I don't want to feel like this anymore. So I know that it will get better. It's just going to take some time. But I'm happy to be back to talk to you guys. I'm hoping that I'm going to be posting a little bit more videos. It's not going to be much, honestly, mostly vlogs on what I do. I'm not going to do much. Like I said, I'm taking it a step at a time. Do bubble tea one week, movies the next week. I don't know, something, okay? I'm trying to see, or like plan things with friends too. I got COVID 3 times last year. I'm just getting over the last COVID. It's been horrible. So, yeah. Like I said, little things have been happening. They're not coming to my brain. My brain's all scrambled. It's been like 2 years worth of things. And then at counseling, I'm talking about my childhood too. And I'm like, oh my goodness. If you didn't know, I've been in foster care. So life has been rough since the start. And yeah. I feel at peace. I don't know. I just feel like I'm okay. I'm where I'm supposed to be, like filming and talking about it and bringing awareness, and it's what I want to do. And I want to post this sad part about it too, but I don't want you guys to feel like you're alone, because you're not. I'm in the same boat. Like I said, take it one step at a time, and that's all I can do right now. I can't change anything. Yeah, I'm leaving it all to God, because I can't. So my stupid phone keeps saying that I don't have any storage. So I guess I'm ending the video here. But thank you guys for listening, for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm trying to stay positive, so I hope you guys are too. Next time, bye.